Nicola Sturgeon's Scottish independence hopes have received a timely boost after polling guru Sir John Curtice revealed the nightmare scenario facing Boris Johnson as the Prime Minister fights to prevent India. If 2. Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon and her ruling SNP government have continued to campaign for Scottish independence, insisting they could look to hold a second referendum on the issue as early as this year should her party achieve a majority in the election. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has repeatedly knocked back Scottish independence demands from the SNP, warning the result from the referendum in 2014 must continue to be honoured. But the SNP, which currently holds a minority government, head into the crunch election on May 6, heavy favourites to once again come out victorious and possibly even achieve a majority. During the last Scottish election in 2016, the SNP won 64 of the 129 seats on offer in the Holyrood Parliament, slightly less than the 50% required to achieve an overall majority. But earlier this month, polling guru Sir John Curtice has warned support for the SNP heading into the crunch Scottish election on May 6 as looking very good. He explained that based on recent polls he had seen, Scotland's ruling party were running at around 53% in the constituency vote, and around 45% on the regional vote, with none of their closest rivals within touching distance. The professor of politics at the University of Strathclyde told Express, support for the SNP ahead of the Scottish elections is looking very good. They are running at around 53% in the constituency vote, and around 45% on the regional vote. They are well ahead and none of their opponents are significantly above 20%. If you take the average of the recent polls and make reasonable assumptions, you're talking about around 70 seats with a majority of 11 in a 129-seat parliament. If that happens, then there is a nightmare scenario for the UK government. That would be an SNP overall majority at Holyrood that replicates the overall majority in 2011. Back then, it was good enough to force a referendum, and if anything like that happens again, we will have a constitutional standoff. Last week, Mr. Johnson suffered a major blow after the head of his so-called union unit, which is looking to prevent Scottish independence, quit just 2 weeks into his new job. Oliver Lewis, who previously worked on the Brexit campaign, resigned having replaced former Scottish Conservative MP Luke Graham at the start of the month.